before, I think he need to move over to MMA. Because it's extremely dirty, tackle me. But it is what it is.
Floyd, you've seen, by my estimation, fairly subdued this week, but even tonight, you don't seem like your normal joyous self after a big win. Has it been a rough week for you? Is it getting tough to promote these fights? All the work that goes into it.
Oh, I mean, people think that it's just you train and you just fight. It don't work like that when you're at the pinnacle. It's something totally different. You have to we go from city to city, state to state. Sometimes we go out the country to promote an event of this magnitude. And as far as when I do the commercials, I got to read 70 teleprompters. I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, but this is what I chose to do, so it is what it is.
I mean, that hasn't been apparent that has bothered you in the past. I mean, why now? What is it? Just the accumulation kind of making you get worn down?
Well, just being in the sport 18 years. Boxing is wear and tear on your body, of course. It's a grueling sport. But, like I said, it's another fight, another victory. And it's time to move on.
Two other questions for you, Floyd. You said in the ring you rated yourself a C-. You landed 51% of your punches and kept him to 22%. What was it that you weren't happy with?
I felt a lot better this training camp, but I felt like I was better in the first fight than this one. But I think my defense was a lot better, and my legs was a lot better. And my dad gave me the game plan. He said, when I come back to the corner, I know I'm doing a good job because, well, actually, in the 11th round, because I can remember, I got a sharp mind. My dad was like, in the 11th round, I want you to be sharp, just be on your toes and move. Boxing, be smart. He said, in the 12th round, that's when I want you to bite down and throw a lot of combinations and make it look good. But I said, I did it the other way. I flipped it around. I said, I'm going to box in the 11th and then move in the 12th because I knew he was going to be desperate by the time we reached the 12th round. And if you go back and look, hit him with two body shots. The shot wasn't low. He knew the shot wasn't low. But he kept being extremely dirty to buy time. I know that with experience. If you do dirty stuff, you can buy time if you're getting fatigued, and that's what he did.
He seemed to, I have two more questions now. He seemed to punch when you were punching. Was that causing you trouble? Because it seems like that, when he was doing that, maybe he was landing some punches.
Real awkward style. No, let him back. No, sir, excuse me. No, get it back to him. Give it back to him. This is my guy.
Richard, can you finish that answer?
Run it by me again.
Well, the other question I want to ask you was, you surprised everybody by mentioning Pacquiao in the ring. Why did you do that? You've never done that before that I can remember.
Well, if you guys don't know, then ask me the question about Pacquiao. And what I said is, we don't know what the future holds for Floyd Mayweather as of right now. I think, even in the past, when I look at the Pacquiao situation when he fought Marquez, I think he was too focused on Floyd Mayweather instead of focusing on the guy that was in front of him, and then you guys seen what happened. So, I don't take nothing away from him.
Yes or no, is that realistic?
Say it again?
Is it realistic?
What's realistic is I'm 47 and 0.
And you're yelling at Madonna, and he's talking back to you. What did Kenny Bayless say to you during that time? What's your perception of how he presented this?
Kenny Bayless is a true professional. But what he said was, I can't see where you was bit at. I said, he bit me. I'm not just going to scream. if he didn't bite me. And then McDonald go back and say, well, you put your hand in my mouth.
Did you follow Ariza's diet? What did he tell you to eat?
Come tell me. He don't really want to come up with a couple balance.
What did he tell you to eat? Did you do what he said?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yesterday he said basically, because normally, yesterday I ate steak, potatoes. Then I had my chef come cook also, but I ate steak, potatoes, and vegetables after the weigh-in. But then after a certain time, he said that I don't even be putting beef in my body. So I mean like oatmeal, not too much fruit because it causes diarrhea. And so you want to be like granola and drinking fluids, more like water and Powerade, not the natural juices I'll be drinking. And I felt better. I felt good. I was able to move with my legs, even in the 12th round. At the age of 37.
Hey Floyd, now that congratulations. Now that you're at this point in your career, when you look at perhaps trying to get a Pacquiao fight done now, do you think that there are far less obstacles than there were all those years ago? Maybe the only obstacle being him needing to beat Algieri now?
I don't really know anything about Pacquiao. I don't even know him actually. But I wish him nothing but the best. That's not my focus. I got to where I got to, staying focused on Floyd Mayweather. I can care less about what Pacquiao does. I don't wish nothing bad on the man. But my focus is Floyd Mayweather. That's how I got to where I got to. If I was focused on any other opponents and what they do, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I try not to focus on no one else's business.
Do you feel like you're at the point in your career now where if you say, I want to fight Manny Pacquiao, it's going to get done?
Once again, I'm focused on Floyd Mayweather, I'm not focused on Pacquiao.
Well, that is you taking charge.
If it happens, it happens. I just had this fought, a good, solid, strong competitor tonight, and you guys can keep asking the same questions over and over again. Y'all gonna get the same answer. That's not my focus. My focus is I move when I want. You guys seen all access. I move when I want to, when I want to, and how I want to. And, my business model is I'm my own boss. I call my own shots. I think if Manny Pacquiao took the same approach, then he would be where I'm at. So it's obvious he's not doing something right.
Congratulations, Floyd.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Just two questions. The first one is Amir Khan was in here earlier, he was working on the Showtime broadcast, and he said he thought he saw signs of aging in you tonight. I wonder if you could discuss that. And whether you are feeling your age. And secondly, would you consider, we had an 80,000 packed Wembley Stadium earlier in the year for Frotchell Grove. Would you ever consider coming and fighting in the UK at Wembley Stadium?
Amir Khan, I saw that good competitor. He's a good fighter. We don't know who I'm fighting as of right now. We don't really know. I'm not rushing. If that fight happened to come my way, then we'll make it happen.
What about the signs of aging and you feeling that at all?
I feel good. I can't really say what age I felt. I felt like the winner. But Amir Khan's a good fighter, of course. I think when Amir Khan was an amateur, everybody was taking shots at Floyd Mayweather. I think when Amir Khan was an amateur, I was a champion. And then when Amir Khan turned pro and he got knocked out, I was a champion. And when Amir Khan got knocked out again, I was champion. And when he lost his belt again, I'm still champion. I'm still right here.
Hey Floyd, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think late in the third round, right before the bell, he caught you with a punch and seemed to knock you back a little bit. Were you hurt at all? Was you just off balance, and how did you adjust from that?
He caught me with a good shot. It's not a shot I never felt before. He caught me with a good shot. But I'm in good shape. You know, I'm built for this. You know, but I think that when I went to his body, when I went to his body twice, when I slid over and dumped to the body with the left, he was buying time. And we was ready to press the attack. I was ready to press the attack once I hit him with the second body shot. Then he told the ref, well, I need time, because he hit me with a low blow. Hit me with a good shot though, you know, I'm taking that away from him. I mean, of course he's a big puncher. He's 30, I don't know what his record is exactly, but he got 30-some knockouts out of like 34 fights. So probably 32 knockouts, 31 knockouts, so he's a strong guy.
Floyd, thank you. Congratulations. Considering this question, your answer, comparing the two fights against Maidana, did you feel in any of the 24 rounds a good, solid shot about him?
Yeah, he's a strong guy.
Today, for example, in the final, in the third round, maybe?
When he hit me with the shot, I felt it. I was like, okay, I've been here before. I know what it is. You know, suck it up, go back to the corner, come back, regroup, and go out there and do what I'm supposed to do. That's part of the fight game. You know. I mean, he's not going to land no shots like that all night. Of course, he's going to land one. But as he's coming in, he's catching shots also.
Also, you get the time to make a kind of joke in the end of the round when Maidana get the wrong way to the corner. You were sportsman showing him, this is your corner. Was it,
I'm just entertaining, having fun. I know he was going to the wrong corner, so I'm just having fun, making everybody laugh. You know, you gotta have a little sense of humor. Oh yeah.
After the first fight, you said Cotto and Canelo hit you bit stronger than Maidana did. You still have the same appreciation? The same opinion?
There's a different type of strength. Maidana comes straight ahead. Cotto was just more physically stronger than Maidana. And Cotto punched harder than Maidana. But they both big punchers, they both strong, but Cotto is all around a better fighter, but Maidana is more of a reckless fighter. Sure is it?
The tackle in the 10th round that ended up in the point deduction, if you haven't asked about that, was that just frustration on his part, or what were you seeing there?
He did it in the first fight. You know, this is not the first time this guy tackled me. He tackled me in the first fight. In the first fight, he tried to knee me ahead, but I mean, the list goes on and on. But like I said, I always find a way to win. When he bit my fingers in the 8th round, I came back to the corner and I told my father. Of course, you know, you always got somebody that works for the commission. The commission is in the corner, listening, because you know he got somebody from the commission in his corner. I have somebody from the commission in my corner. And what happened was my fingers went numb. I couldn't feel my fingers. So, and then my dad kind of got upset. You know, I'm like, hold on, I'm finna go over there and let them. I said, no, just relax, I got it. And then I said, wait, get through this, don't worry. I'll make sure I do what I'm supposed to do. He was just buying time because he was starting to get fatigued from the body shots. So, of course, like I said before, with experience, you know when the guy is trying to buy time.
Floyd, Ken Miller with the Sentinel newspaper. I had an opportunity to speak with Frank Robinson, who's here tonight watching you fight, a Hall of Fame baseball player, and ask him, what is it like to consistently be great? And what it is that you go through on a consistent basis to stay where it is that you are, knowing that each and every one of your fights are like Super Bowl level events. How do you sustain something like that without anything ahead or behind?
Well, what I do is, when I was younger, I used to read. I used to read my articles. You know, I used to read about, myself. You know, I used to be on the cover of a magazine. I used to go read the magazine and read about myself. I got to a point where I blocked everything out. You know, I don't read. You know, I try to block everything out. When I was younger, any book that come out with me on the cover, or any book, you know, that talks about me, any article, you know, I'm reading the articles every day. What comes out, you know, I Google what's going on today with me. But you know, once I got older and wiser, what's more important is, you know, my family. Me build my promotion company, me taking that to the next level, focus on different investments instead of, you know, I already know what I can do, so I ain't got to read about myself because I know what I can do. You know, you just focus on different things outside of me, not always focus on my job. Because focusing on boxing all day, you can go crazy. So I'll leave my boxing in the boxing gym, and when I go home, I try to have a regular life, even though I can't go out, but